Where is she? Hey buddy, you ready to watch the Dark Knight Trilogy?
What's up, man? I'm actually pumped up about this one.
Okay, good.
Hair looks good.
Thanks.
Got a little cut.
Just got a little bit of a snip snap, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
The Dark Knight. Oh, you texted me. Okay. All right, let's do it.
Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video where today, Matt watches the Dark Knight Trilogy for the very first time. Now, you've seen bits and pieces of this movie, I think, but I don't think you've ever actually watched them all the way through, right?
I saw the one with Heath Ledger.
How long ago?
Oh, it was years ago. I mean, it was years ago.
How many times have you seen it?
Once.
Have you seen Batman Begins or The Dark Knight Rises?
No, no.
If you've already seen The Dark Knight, what do you think of it right now? Do you remember any of it? I
thought it was incredible. Of course, Heath Ledger's performance, I think that was probably one of the most spectacular performances in any movie ever. Go ahead, roast me in the comments below.
No, I mean, people agree with that. They love Heath Ledger.
Even Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, even Gotham then was dark. So I think that's why I've always gravitated towards it.
Batman's your favorite superhero,
by far.
Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Batman Begins. Great movie, came out in 2005, directed by Christopher Nolan, who did Inception.
Hey!
Right? He did Dunkirk, he did Interstellar, some really, really great movies. For me, Batman Begins, I always thought was pretty good. I thought it was a very good superhero movie. And then kind of like with Spider-Man 1, a great movie, and then the sequel, The Dark Knight, just redefined what superhero movies could be. Same thing for Spider-Man 2, it just took it up a notch. The Dark Knight Rises had so much to live up to, and I think that it lived up to it, personally. Really? I don't think it's quite as good as The Dark Knight, but it got pretty dang close. I'm really excited to watch these movies again. What I remember most about Batman Begins is like the third act. The city felt less real, I guess, but then in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, it feels very much grounded in reality. There's a lot that I don't remember about Batman Begins, because I've seen The Dark Knight so many times, you know, but Batman Begins I've seen the least out of all three, and I'm really excited to jump into it. I
think what I relate to Batman is that he is a normal guy. I mean, he happens to be loaded, but like, he's just jumping out, flying and stuff. I don't know, like, he doesn't disappear. He doesn't have magical powers. You know, there's not a ring that he's going after in Mordor. It feels a little more grounded.
Now, before we get into the trilogy, we have a quick word from today's sponsor.
Hey!
Guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. This is it. I've peaked as a YouTuber. Where do I go from here? I'll tell you where. To the world of Teleria. Raid Shadow Legends is one of the most immersive RPG games I've ever played. You wanna watch me wreck these guys? Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath, I don't blame you. There is so much customization. The quests are both really fun and challenging, and best of all, it's free, my guys. I don't do a whole lot of multiplayer gaming in general personally. I'm more of a single player type of guy. But you and your friends can download it and battle for honor and glory together. You don't have to go it alone. One of the most highly anticipated battle passes is now live, so you can win rewards like free energy refills, gems, upgraded artifacts, sets, and my personal favorite, new epic and legendary characters by fulfilling daily and weekly challenges. And let's be real, guys, just between us. I know you've seen Raid Shadow Legends promoted on other channels, and you've been holding out. How about this? Just do me a favor and go check it out. Best case scenario is that you find a really awesome game that you enjoy playing. You're welcome. Worst case scenario is you tried it out and it wasn't for you. But based off a 4.8 star rating from over 170,000 people, I think you're going to enjoy it. So download the link in the description of this video. Stop holding out on me, try Raid Shadow Legends for free today. And I know you're going to enjoy it. But for now, let's get back to the video. Wow, what a great sponsorship. And remember, supporting the sponsorship helps supports me as a content creator. It allows me to do more stuff like this, and it's a great opportunity. So if you've been holding out on getting Raid Shadow Legends, now is the perfect time to do that. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the trilogy.
I don't need protection. Protection for them.
Wallace,
Joey, come on, fast.
that's fine. Just take it easy. Don't be afraid.
You haven't beaten me. You've sacrificed sure footing for a killing stroke. Where were the other drugs going?
I swear to God.
Swear to me! He's here. Who?
two-faced friends, you sycophantic suck-ups.
This is great.
You smile through your teeth at me.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Oh, yeah.
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
That was good. I've said it in the other videos, like, you know, I don't ever think I'd watch this again. I would absolutely watch this again. Like, very, very good. Very well done. Just the fight scenes weren't drug out. Just knowledge bombs left and right. So good. A lot of good action.
It was good.
You didn't like it?
Not as much. No.
Not as much as what?
As Matt did.
Oh.
I think it was more. It seems more like dude interests. Like I liked Star Wars and Harry Potter better.
The thing I love about Christopher Nolan's movies is that they're really rich in philosophy. Like this one was really about, fear, obviously, and conquering your fear, making your fear work for you.
Love it.
I love that he's like, why bats? And he's like, 'cause bats make me afraid. I feel like if it was me, they'd be like, Holden, why cockroaches? But how justice is more than just revenge. Because a lot of the times, just like human nature, when we're wronged, we want the other person to hurt. We want somebody to hurt because we were hurt. Justice is more than just hurting somebody who hurt you, you know what I mean? And that's what Bruce learned along the way, was mercy, you know, plays a part in that, and I love that.
It's not what I am underneath, it's what I do that defines me. What does that mean to y'all?
What you are underneath, doesn't that kind of define who you are?
So you have sort of questions about it. When I first heard it, I was like, it feels like it's sort of playing on one another, and it's not really true. But regardless of your past, regardless of how you feel about yourself and all that crap, what you do is what defines you. That's what it means to me.
I see. Doesn't matter what you've done, what you've been through, but it's what you do moving forward.
Correct. Why do we fall? To learn to pick ourselves up.
That's golden, by the way.
That is golden, and I did not realize that the soundtrack or the score of that and that quote, that was a YouTube video that I think Motivation Mafia made it. Anyway, that's the video we're gonna link below. That video got me through really, really dark times in my life. I beat that video to death, and I heard that quote and that soundtrack a lot.
This is a really good movie, and I really like this Batman movie, but it feels more comic booky, but not in the good way, I guess. Oh. It feels like there are definitely like on sets, but knowing like what he does with The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, and how it just feels like those are more like crime dramas with Batman. Okay. So they feel a lot more like they're real, I guess. Okay. And this is just a small gripe, but I do not like the bat suit in this one.
Oh, really?
I do not like the head thing. That's always been a problem with Batman. They didn't fix it in this one, but they end up, spoiler alert, fixing it in the next one. And they actually make it a part of like the story. Like it becomes frustrating for him, and that makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm glad that they fixed it. And I think it looks so much better in the next one.
I never thanked you, and when he said, and you'll never have to, Goosebumps City,
yeah, that's a good one.
Fire, so good.
All right, so that's it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for The Dark Knight, one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. And we're back the next day. Today we're watching The Dark Knight, one of my favorite superhero movies. It was pretty close for me with Spider-Man 2 and The Dark Knight. For a while, they were pretty neck and neck for me. In the end, this might be a hot take, but I still love Spider-Man 2 more. But this is such a great movie. It redefined superhero movies for its time. This came out a year after Spider-Man 3, for context.
Have you seen this movie?
I have not.
You haven't seen Dark Knight?
No, I've never seen any of these.
You didn't like Batman Begins?
I agree with the point that you made that it's more comic booky, the first one. So I feel like I may like this one.
This one definitely feels different than Batman Begins for sure. We'll see. Let's just dive into it. The Dark Knight.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. It's gone. Why so serious? Let's put a smile on that face.
And those criminals are back on the streets, followed swiftly by you and me.
We are tonight's entertainment.
You look nervous. Is it the scars?
Little fight you. I like that.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. You can't feel the neck. See?
This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
The Joker chose me because you were the best of us. That even someone as good as you could fall. The Dark Knight.
I forgot a bunch of the nuances. I forgot about how he took the fall, basically. That speech at the end gave me goosebumps.
I think there's a lot of gems there, a lot of intricate details. It was easy to follow, but I don't love it.
I personally love this movie. I could watch this movie any day of the week. There's a lot of really good philosophy.
A lot.
And morality and choices and all that stuff. So it's really rich in that, and I love it for that.
I talked to a friend of mine. He came back with a very notable response. He said, nah, screw all that crap. It's just entertainment to me. And
no,
so
I disagree with that.
I disagree fully with that, but I really tried to watch this movie tonight for the entertainment factor. You know, I'm always looking for like, all right, what's the deep meaning of life in this movie? But I really just tried to appreciate the entertainment value, and I didn't enjoy it as much. I like those deep meanings and those deep pieces, you know?
The Dark Knight is a great movie. And then something like Waterboy with Adam Sandler, you know, that I find incredibly entertaining. Two totally different types of experiences in movies, right? If you want to be like entertained and you just want explosions and nonsense or whatever, Transformers and stuff like that, Fast and Furious, great for stuff like that. Family, my family is the most important thing, right? Stuff like The Dark Knight, Dead Poet Society comes to mind. I don't know why, that's a really random reference, but these movies that have deeper meaning, and I disagree that just movies are just entertainment and that's all they are. Movies honestly shape a lot of culture. All right, we talked about it, and I think we're just gonna go ahead and go straight into The Dark Knight Rises.
You don't think you know.
You've never seen this one, right?
Never seen this one. I do know that it has Bane, and I know his famous line of, you merely adopted the dark, I was born in it, which is badass. And that's about all I know.
All right, we're just gonna jump into it. The Dark Knight Rises.
Or perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. No one cared who I was till I put on the mask. The fire rises.
This is a stock exchange. There's no money you can steal.
Really? Now why are you people here? Time to go move, man.
Everybody up!
Do you feel in charge?
I've paid you a small fortune.
This gives you power over me? This has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit or your body? Take control. Take control of your city.
Doing a lot of talking for 5 minutes left of the bomb. That's detonation. I gotta tell you, they almost lost me there at the end. I was teetering on the end.
The part where they were kissing when the bomb was about to go?
Yeah, I was definitely almost tapping out. I was like, we got 5 minutes to save the city and you guys are making out and everybody's...
It was less than that.
Yeah, it was.
It was even less than that. We were listening to Homegirl in the passenger seat, like, I'm fulfilling his, like, just shoot her. Like, shut up. Like, let's go. But I get it. They're building up the hype because Batman's flying out. And, oh, no, he died. I think this was the weakest of all three.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I disagree with that.
I think that the second one was the best. Yes. You like this one the most?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you like this more than The Dark Knight?
I think because it kind of wraps up the story.
Yeah, I will tell you, it was very conclusive. They wrapped it up well. Homeboy, he's gonna be Robin. Like, the actual ending made up for that little dragging spot that they had.
I still like this one second best. The Dark Knight, I think, is just something special.
Oh, yeah.
The Joker lived at the end of The Dark Knight. It's hard to not think about what could have been if Heath Ledger had lived. And I know that they did it, you know, as a respect thing to retire the character for this series. I want to know what would have happened. Or fortunately for us, they still exceeded expectations because it's like, how do you top The Dark Knight? And even though, to me, this one didn't do it, it came pretty dang close.
Yeah.
We live in a world of MCU and connected universes, and I love that, but it's a double-edged sword because it's hard to get like the Spider-Man trilogy, it's hard to get the Dark Knight trilogy that are just good films in and of themselves, and now everything has to be connected, and that's great. You know, for the longest time I wanted to see Spider-Man with Iron Man and Captain America, and I still love that. But at the same time, I miss them being just like great independent films too. Joker is a perfect example. In this world of cinematic universes, they did just a one-off, a film in and of itself, still in a comic book universe that is strong on its own. And I hope that with the success of the Joker movie, that they keep doing that, at least to some degree.
Also, guys, don't forget to support Raid Shadow Legends. Link in the description below. When you do this, you support Holden, you allow us to do more of what we're doing here to bring this content to you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.